And then dad decides, hey, we're going to move the entire family. Yeah, it's because Dayton got accepted to NAU. That's the bet, to the best of my knowledge. Dayton got accepted to NAU, and therefore Robyn said, well, I can't let my little boy go. So he told dad. So she told dad.
So that clip that you just saw was part of a YouTube video, an interview that was released just a couple of days ago with Paedon Brown. And as you probably know, Paedon is Christine Brown and Cody Brown's son. They have 6 kids. He's their only boy. And it was a 3-hour-long interview, which is a long time. That's a lot of time to watch. Even though you and I love Sister Wives and we want to know what's going on, that's a lot. So don't worry about it, because I listened to it, and then now you and I can discuss. I pulled out, I think I have about 5. I might have a little bit more than 5 things that were like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that is affirming. Oh, that is something else. So yeah, let's discuss those things. Okay, so back to the clip from the beginning. Paedon starts that off by saying that he loves Dayton. Dayton is his brother. And I liked hearing that because I feel like we don't ever really see Robyn's kids interacting with the other kids in a positive way. So that was cool to hear, like, him and Dayton are cool with each other. He says that Dayton, you know, like any, 17, 18-year-old young person, they want to go out and try something. So he applies to a college that's about 4 hours away. At the time, the family was living in Las Vegas. He applied to that college, and that was going to be like his leaving the nest. He is trying to be an independent young adult. And he gets accepted, and then his mom says, "We are coming along with you." That's too bad. That is unfortunate. He said the timing of it, Paedon said the timing of it was, I guess, perfect in the sense that his dad was already thinking about, like, oh, I want to move. And we know that about Cody Brown. He is willing to uproot his family to move. He's willing to try something new. And at the time, Paedon says his parents were considering either moving back to Utah or moving way back to Wyoming, which is where they lived way before the show started. And then Robyn came in with this piece of information that Dayton was going to move to Flagstaff. And, you know, I'm sure Paedon wasn't privy to the conversation between Robyn and Cody, but somehow Cody's eyes shifted, and now all of a sudden they're moving to Flagstaff. So that was, like, unfortunate for everybody. Most of the kids didn't want to move to Flagstaff, and Dayton didn't want them to move. That was going to be his chance to be independent. Paedon goes on to say that one of Robyn's biggest challenges, as far as he can tell, is that she is never willing to cut the umbilical cord with her own children. Later in the conversation, though, he says that he doesn't believe Robyn was ever really interested in the idea of polygamy in, like, the full sense. She didn't want the full experience of it because she never parented anyone else's children. He said that as a kid, she never tried to parent him. He said she tried to be like an authority figure, but never actually build a parent relationship with her or with him, and that she didn't do that with any of the kids. And that's an interesting thing to note. Like, that is a part of being in a plural family, is that you are supposed to share the parenting, and Robyn just never did that. Nevertheless, though, Paedon says that he will not hate Robyn because she did something really important for him and the other kids. And now this is the part that really shocked me. In the interview, the hosts ask Paedon about his relationship with Meri. And I think they say, like, was Meri as aggressive and abrasive as people think she was? And he's like, that's not a strong enough word for it. She was much more than that. And then the conversation moves on, and eventually they come back to, like, can you say more about your relationship with Meri? And he just says, like, yeah, it was way worse than just being aggressive and abrasive. And they say, oh, are you talking about just words, or did it move past words? And he says, yes, it moved past just talking to us abrasively and aggressively. It was more than that. And he doesn't say exactly what happened, and I don't want to, like, put words into his mouth, but what he does say then is that once Robyn joined the family, Robyn had, according to Paedon, came from a marriage that was physically hard on her, if you know what I'm saying. Her ex-husband was physically terrible to her. And because of that, this is what Paedon is saying. Because of that, Robyn was able to see things and was able to see signs of things and could notice when things were going too far. And so that when Robyn came into the family, she noticed things with how Meri was relating to the children. And even though all the other adults were there also, which would be Cody, Christine, and Janelle, I don't know, were they just not aware of it? Were they just accepting of it? I don't know. But once Robyn came into the picture and saw those things that kind of triggered her memories of things, then I guess she talked to Cody and really made him take it seriously and put a stop to things. And, you know, he doesn't go exactly into like what was Meri doing, but it comes up throughout the interview that he has no love towards Meri. And I think we can just kind of imagine what that must mean for a young child to feel that unsafe around an adult. This leads then to another like interesting kind of a revelation. He says that because Robyn saw what was happening between Meri and the kids, then Meri had to figure out how to kind of fix things. And part of that was making amends with Robyn. Not only making amends with Robyn, but making her really happy and doing something to like make her feel good, because Meri knew that making Robyn feel good would make Cody feel good. And then maybe Meri and Cody could reconcile a little bit. And Paedon's saying that he thinks that's why Meri initiated the divorce from Cody. Now, this is like, to me, this is new information. I don't know. I've just heard a lot where people think that maybe it was secretly Cody telling Meri to divorce him so that he can marry Robyn. Was it all for the kids? So like, were they really concerned about the adoption? I don't know. But now here we have Paedon saying that he thinks this was Meri's way to make Robyn happy, to make up for the things that she saw Meri and her relationship with the kids, so that Cody would begin to like Meri again. That's wild. That is wild. Paedon goes on to say that he can't talk specifically about what happened because the show it presents a really important financial opportunity for his family and for the people he loves. And he wants that opportunity to continue for them. And so he doesn't want to go into details about specifically what happened between the children and Meri because he thinks that will jeopardize the future of the show. And I just hate this. I hate this obviously because it's terrible. And like at this point, we are just left to imagine what terrible things could have happened. And also because it's so consistent with TLC. I hate to say that. So many shows that center on families in TLC, years later, or eventually we find out something terrible was happening. And yet they presented this wonderful, beautiful family show. And it's like, oh, it wasn't real. Something really bad was happening behind closed doors. So it seems totally possible to me. I'll be honest. It seems possible because this would not be the first family on TLC that presents themselves as having it all together and then come to find out there's something really wrong happening. Okay, nevertheless, though, Paedon does say in the interview that he feels like he had a great dad for many years. From birth until I think he said 12 years old, Paedon felt like he was safe with his dad and loved by his dad. But then around 12 years old, something changed. That is, I think, around the time when Robyn joined the family. But something changed, and he said he didn't feel as safe and loved by his father anymore. He shared with us a story about the one time his dad called him within the past, I think, year or a couple of years or something. And he said they had a great conversation. They talked for over an hour, and it was really nice. Anyway, to make a long story short, come to find out, Paedon finds out through his mom, I believe, that Cody had been trying to get TLC to amend all of the family's contracts so that the kids and the wives, if needed, would not talk badly about him on social media. Cody was trying to convince TLC that it was in the best interest of the show to put these limits on the family. By amending their contracts, what Cody was trying to accomplish, basically, it was like, the way Paedon says it, it wouldn't put Cody in the position to sue the family, but it would put TLC in the position to sue a family member who would talk bad about Cody online. Christine was really fighting against this and really trying to convince Cody that if he wants his kids to not talk bad about him online, then he should probably just be a good dad to them. That's not her words exactly, but that seems to be the gist. Cody, you have to do the work and be a good dad to them, and then you won't have to worry about this. Well, obviously, through this interview, all the things that Gwendolyn's doing online and all the stuff that Paedon's doing online, obviously that did not become a part of their contract. But it is unfortunate that Cody was willing to put his kids in a position to go through litigation and like really suffer for this instead of just love your kids, Cody. Just be good to them. Okay, overall, I think that was about 5 things that I took from the show. Other than that, you know, Paedon talks a lot about his siblings and his relationship to different siblings and siblings' relationships to different siblings and stuff. I wasn't so much enjoying that. Paedon tries to start talking about race and kind of like objecting what his some of his siblings who are more progressive are saying, and that I don't really want to hear him talk about that. So if you're interested though, definitely, yeah, check out what he says. It's interesting. Okay, overall though, it was an interesting listen. I have never listened to one of these interviews that Paedon's done before, so I'm not certain if this is information he's shared before or not. If it is though, let me know. Maybe this is common knowledge. To me, this is new. But it was, yeah, it was interesting in, like I said in the beginning, it just is sad to me that these kids cannot leave these adults behind. They can't. And you remember, was it season 16 where Cody says, you know, as adult children, they don't need their father as much as the younger kids do. And even Robyn looked at him like, oh, that's not right. And Meri, I think, had the interview where it was like, well, that's not right. And this interview with Paedon was just affirming to that we know is true. Like, all these kids need Cody Brown. They actually need him. You and I maybe have fun, you know, pontificating on what things he's dealing with and why Cody's dealing with those things. But like, these kids just really need him. They need him to be healthy. They need him to be kind and patient and loving and all those things that you want from a father. And right now it just seems like he's not being them. And that's unfortunate for the kids. Oh, one last thing, just because we've talked about this before on this channel, my Sister Wives Closet. As you know, Gwendolyn says that is what Robyn is working on. Robyn's daughters work on it. This is like a business that takes up their time. I don't know, because Paedon just said it was a bust from the beginning and it's never been a thing. And so I think all of us might be more prone to understanding where Paedon is coming from, because as far as we can tell, yeah, the business is not anything. So I don't know why we're getting different opinions or different reports from different children. Gwendolyn says it's a thing that they're working on. Paedon says it's not a thing because it's never been a thing. So I guess that's to be determined. I would be open to hearing about that in season 18. I would love to hear a report about my Sister Wives Closet, because we want to know. I want to know. Anyway, that's what I got. Like I said, it was a 3-hour long interview. I'm going to put the link to the actual video in my description box. So make sure if you have time, check it out. Set aside some hours and listen to what Paedon's talking about. All right, in the meantime, though, let's plan to meet in the comments. Let me know, what do you think about all these kids being on social media talking about their parents? It's too bad, but it's also like, I can imagine if some of your life is so public, you would want to feel like, well, let me put my part out there too. So, I don't know. I guess that's works for some people. Yeah, let me know what you think. And even in the meantime, though, we will either meet in the comments section or in the next video, because I did not even plan to do a video about Sister Wives today, but they just always have something going on. It's amazing. It's January. They just need to stay inside, relax. Actually, I did see Janelle just posted yesterday, I think. She just got her nails done because she's going to Disney soon. So some of them are planning to have fun. And hopefully the rest of them will relax and just take a break for a while. All right, either way, talk to you soon.